Aloha everybody and welcome to part 4 of the Mega Man Maverick Hunter X Vile playthrough. And look at all these weapons! It's crazy! Defeating certain Mavericks actually unlocks like different kinds of weapon types. So I think by defeating Sting Chameleon I actually got the ability to use like wind stream type cannon abilities or something. Again, I'm not showing off all these weapons, and some of them are great. You know, I recommend picking the game up yourself to experiment, but I'm just telling you that from my experience, Straight Nightmare is the Storm Tornado, essentially, and it's awesome. The good thing about Vile is that his weapon energy isn't like Mega Man X's weapon energy, where it runs out, so you have to kill enemies to get weapon energy. It just constantly recharges and refills, you know? I think Vile is solar powered or something, but it's like you use it, and you see in the top left that it's definitely draining the energy, but then the energy's just like instantly refilling and going back to normal anyway. So you never really run out of the Distance Needler. You never really run out of the Storm Tornado. If you are a goddamn beast, then you're a goddamn beast, and it's just as simple as that. So Vile is pretty awesome to play as. He has a very fun gameplay style, and I do like it quite a bit. They do gotta make another X game, though. I do miss this series. Maybe not X9, maybe another reboot or something. I don't know, but I like this series enough. Oh, and the Storm Tornado can pass through walls. That makes it awesome. But anywho, we have one last Maverick to take on, that is Boomerang Kuwanger. And the sub-tank in this level, you can get it with Boomerang Kuwanger's weapon, and as far as I know, that's the only thing I could think of, because I don't have the ability to create an Ice Penguin surfboard, and I don't know what other weapon could retrieve the item in question. But it seems like you have to replay this level again just to get the sub-tank, because when you defeat Boomerang Kuwanger, you get the ability to use Quick Homesick, I believe is the name of it, and I might be wrong. We'll be seeing it anyway later, but that's basically the boomerang cutter. It's the same exact thing, you know. It's a rolling cutter that collects items for you. Climb these platforms, though, because you want to get all the way to the top and grab that heart tank. Now, you got to be careful with those platforms because they are one-hit kill if you touch the spikes underneath them. So you have to dash to the side of them in order to wall jump up them. And the way the platforms are sort of close, right next to each other, it can be really easy to wall jump into another platform, bonk your head, and immediately die because these robots are just allergic to spikes, you know. So it's not really that hard to pull off, I don't think. You just sort of have to get a good running jump with some of the three last platforms until the heart tank. As long as you get onto the platform before the heart tank and make a good jump, you should be able to make it no problem, but that's where the heart tank is. It's no longer where the sub-tank is right now. And there's a ride armor, but it's pretty useless. I don't really need it for the tower. But again, the sub-tank is where the heart tank used to be. You need rolling cutter to get it, so I'll come back. But that ride armor on the tower, you can destroy certain boxes when it explodes. We saw this in Storm Eagle stage when we got that sub-tank. But, like, I can't imagine there's anything important in that box. I mean, I haven't really looked it up, and I haven't actually gone back down there to blow it up. But I know where all the sub-tanks, heart tanks, and whatnot are. If I knew about a super secret special weapon, I certainly would have heard about that, too. So my guess is it's like a free man or something. But, you know, when you got the classic Mega Man bat in Armored Armadillo stage, why the hell would you waste time going down a vertical tower with a ride armor to blow up a box for a free man, you know? Or you don't need weapon energy. You certainly don't need life energy. It's just kind of pointless.
Your mobility and attack power are very impressive. You'd make quite the adversary on the battlefield, Vile.
If you think so, then you must know. You know which Reploid can usher in the future for us.
Is this about your rivalry with X? Comparing specs directly, you come out on top, but...
But what? Do you actually believe X is the one? No way.
Let's get this party started.
Now, the good thing about this fight, I won't be stun locking him. So what does Boomer Kuwanger like to do? He likes to dash and try and grab you and fling you into the ceiling. Again, being the spiritual successor to Cutman from the classic series, he has his rolling cutter. He'll fling it off his head, it'll bounce off a wall, sort of come back to you, but not really. It's a little bit of getting used to, but it's really easy to dodge, except, you know, Boomer Kuwanger himself is very fast, and even when he's flinging his cutter at you, he'll dash at you and stuff, so you gotta pay attention to that. But otherwise, you know, it's not so bad, not so bad. He used to teleport a lot more in the Super Nintendo game. Like, he would just, like, disappear and, like, reappear in certain spots. He doesn't do it too much in the Maverick Hunter X game, so, there's that.
Vile. So this is your way of handling things?
Your underlings were a cinch to beat. They couldn't have been much good to you anyway.
Interesting. Why don't you come find me using your methods? I want to see you in action with my own eyes.
I'll make you understand. You'll know that I am the one who holds the key to the future!
Why do you care, Vile? Why do you care? Anywho, I'm going to go back for some item collection. Once again, I'm going back to Boomer Kuwanger's weapon, and I'm going to equip the Quick Homesick to my cannon, because it's essentially the rolling cutter, and that's what I need to retrieve the sub-tank. I don't even need the sub-tank, not really. There's no boss in Sigma's castle that requires 3 or 4 sub-tanks, so I'm just doing it for collections purpose to show you guys, you know? But, you know, back through the level, climbing the tower again, dodging the right armor because you don't need it, and just, there you go. Just flick it, it'll go up, it'll grab it, and yeah. Also, I went back to Spark Mandrill stage because I needed to get the heart tank I missed before. I'm going to try and attempt the right armor jump one more time, and if I don't, I have Quick Homesick. Yeah, I made the jump this time, yeah! I know some people said I probably could have gone back and the right armor will respawn. I think... See, I seem to remember it disappearing because it was so close. I know it didn't do that in Storm Eagle stage. If I kept screwing it up in Storm Eagle stage, I could easily go back to the radio tower and it would be there again. So maybe it does come back, maybe it doesn't, either way. I was just doing a quick playthrough of the game and I just said, screw it, you know. I missed it the first time, but whatever, I'll come back. Who cares? Who cares? So I'm equipping Vile to be my kind of character. He's got Distance Needler for his wrists, because it's a very powerful wrist gun. Straight Nightmare, because it's essentially Storm Tornado, and that weapon is goddamn powerful. And the Bumpity Boom default ankle bombs, because, you know, I think they're pretty useful. They're very powerful. I like being able to hover in the air, so it's fine as it is. And Frozen Castle and Speed Devil I can't really unequip, so they're just going to be on my person.
Show you how strong I am.
And finally, the soundtrack goes back to the way it should have been from the get-go. No more awful Vile theme with its screeching guitars, just constantly being repetitive and boring. And look, you even get ride armors in this level too. Even the Sigma Castle lets you ride around in a ride armor. It is one of Vile's defining features, after all. Even in X3 and in X8, when Vile made reappearances back into the series, he was always in a ride armor at some point. He loves them, what can I tell you? Good old Buckethead loves to ride the ride armor. So they bothered to give X an actual cutscene where he's like, "Launch Octopus! Oh my god, you're alive!" But in the Vile playthrough, they're just like, "It's a boss rush, you know how this game operates, no need for a cutscene." Again, I'm speeding it up, and all the songs you will be hearing in the boss rush are all of the boss themes from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, a game I did an LP of. It's a fantastic game. And I gotta add another part soon, because online DLC and Wallace Wells came out not too long ago. It'll be a one-shot video. Quick summary, Wallace isn't worth it and you have to pay for online play. But I'll make a bigger deal about it when I actually make a video. Again, because all the enemies are switched around, I don't feel there's too many wall turrets like there is in the original. Sigma castles. I don't know if it's because they knew you weren't going to be using your Sting Chameleon invincibility or rolling shield barrier to protect yourself a lot. I mean, they're still there, but I don't think it's as big a deal. I don't think they're constantly in your way. So I think the level design's pretty nice, pretty thoughtful for Vile, especially the bottomless pit platform area that's coming up in Sigma 2. Although, you know, we had Armored Armadillo stage, which was actually harder than what's going to come up in Sigma 2. So, I don't know. Anyway, Boomer Kuwanger. Wouldn't it have been crazy if, like, you're going through the Vile playthrough and then you get to the Sigma castles, and then all of a sudden it's like the original Sigma castles from the original Super Nintendo game? I'd have been like, whoa, this is messed up and weird. Why did they switch it around? It doesn't make sense. And does Bow Spider actually lay webbing? You don't see him lay webbing, but throughout the background, constantly in this level, are all of these wires shaped like webs. Does he actually web things up? Why would he need to do that? Who would design a robot like that? What is this robot designed to do? All robots in the future should have a purpose. Why is there a giant spider that just walks around on poles? Seriously. Anywho, Distance Needler is technically an ice weapon, and it's certainly more powerful than Shotgun Ice for the X playthrough. My phone's ringing. You might be able to hear it. Basically, the Needler will take out his health even quicker than X's Shotgun Ice. So if you equip that, it should make this fight pretty damn quick. And again, it's easy to tell where Bow Spider's going to be going because of the lines. Very fun pattern recognition going on, but, you know, still easy. Anyway, guys, we're going to have the thrilling conclusion to the Vile playthrough in Part 5. See you then.